Morning all and welcome back once again to I Like Watches Too. Every now and then I just feel like plonking myself in front of the camera with a cup of tea and having a bit of a waffle, a bit of a whinge. This is probably going to be more of a whinge than a waffle. Because there's a couple of massive brands that have really irritated me recently. Rolex is one of them. I mean, I'm sure you know why Rolex has upset me recently. I got my hands on a Rolex GMT Master 2, didn't I? And compared it to a San Martin, and honestly I was shocked at what I saw under the macro lens. So I've really just come here to vent about that a little bit. But there's another brand that's upset me recently, and I'll come on to that brand in a minute. Let's just quickly talk about the Rolex. I am thinking of producing another video on this channel. I love this channel because, you know, it's a place where I can come and just press record and I don't have to worry too much about this sort of content being out of the ordinary. And maybe I should post videos like this on I Like Watches, but yeah, I think most people that subscribe to I Like Watches are interested in product reviews, you know, watch reviews, not so much watching me on a Monday morning vent. But yeah, Rolex, let's get back onto the Rolex. Yeah, on I Like Watches Too, I think I'll produce a video where I respond to some Rolex fanboys. The comments section, I'm still enjoying the comments section to my Rolex versus San Martin comparison video. Bear with me. Over 500 comments, and there's a real mix actually. What has prompted this video, or what's prompted me to include Rolex in this video, is one particular comment from someone where they say, I think they say they've got Rolex, Tudor, Omega watches, and by far the Rolex are the worst finished out of all the watches that they own. There's quite a few comments that I've seen like that. Quite a lot of Rolex owners will hold their hands up and go, yeah, I love Rolex. I love Rolex. Let me just be clear. I love Rolex watches. I love their designs, okay? I'm not a massive fan of the brand, obviously, because I think they're quite deceptive. I mentioned it in my video, didn't I? I'm going off on all sorts of tangents. I mentioned it in my video. Their Instagram is just full of computer-generated macro shots. I mean, of course, they're going to look good. They're not going to intentionally include imperfections and scratches on computer-generated images. Why do they fill their Instagram full of computer-generated macro shots? I think we know why, don't we? But anyway, yeah, so I'm thinking of producing this other video for this channel where I just respond to Rolex fanboys, because there are a lot of people saying your watch does appear to be genuine, because that is the standard of finishing that they've come to expect from Rolex. And there's a lot of people on there saying, just so offended that I even dare compare Rolex to San Martin. It's hilarious. How dare I? How dare I? I dared. And yeah, you can tell those people that haven't handled Rolex because they are shocked. Yeah, they are just so surprised, and they are accusing me of using a fake. I could tell you 100% it is not a fake. It was certified as genuine. And if it is a fake that has been certified as genuine, there's a much bigger story here, because there is a huge seller of second-hand watches certifying, or supposedly certifying, fakes as genuines. That would be the headline if it was a fake. But it isn't. It is genuine. I'm absolutely convinced it's genuine. So yeah, Rolex. I mean, didn't Nico produce a video where he defended the finishing on Rolex watches? Someone claimed that Grand Seiko were better finished than Rolex, and Nico was horrified and did a response video. Nico, you've lost your mind. I don't think Nico owns a macro lens. I think he's blind. How can anybody look at a Rolex in the sort of detail that I looked at it? And judging by the comments from people that own Rolex watches, that watch wasn't unusual. How can he claim that Rolex are as well made as Grand Seiko? And the Grand Seiko that I included in that steel finishing comparison video was also disappointing. Yeah, I'm disappointed in that Grand Seiko, to be honest. It was a more affordable one, a quartz one, but still, Zaratsu polished Grand Seikos, you'd expect them to be just the elite, wouldn't you? But yeah, San Martin is putting a lot of these big brands to shame, and it's disappointing. So Rolex, you are, well, in my how shall I frame it? My sin bin. You're in my sin bin. I want to get my hands on more Rolex. I want to get my hands on new Rolex watches. Because there were some people, honestly, saying, oh, it's a 2-year-old Rolex, of course it's going to be worse. The fact that it's 2 years old, does that affect the dividing line between the blue and the black on the bezel? I don't think so. Does that change the scratch on the hand? Well, I don't think so. Does that change the quality of the lume application on the applied indices? I don't think so. A lot of the things that I showed in that video are unimpacted by the age or the fact that that watch has been worn. So why people would say, oh, it was a 2-year-old Rolex that has been worn, of course it's not going to be a fair comparison. No, the things that I compared, most of them shouldn't actually be impacted by the watch being 2 years old. Come on, guys. Jesus Christ, only a small percentage of you. Right. The next brand that is in my sin bin, Omega. 2 Titans, I told you. Omega. This moon swatch is the biggest piece of shit I have ever laid my hands on, and Omega, you should be ashamed of yourselves. This is horrendous. Let me put this to you. Can you ever see Porsche allowing Volkswagen to put a Porsche badge on the cheapest Volkswagen car that's made, like a Polo, which is like their tiny little, little mini car? No, Porsche would never ever allow it. Do you know why? Porsche value their customers, their existing customers. They do not want to devalue their brand. Their brand and all of its core values, the things that we love about Porsche, are so valuable to Porsche that they would never in a million years allow VW to put a Porsche or even have anything in their cars with Porsche written on them. It just would never be allowed to happen. Omega, you have sold out. You should hang your heads in shame. Honestly, I knew it was going to be bad, but it is awful. It feels so cheap and shit. I am shocked by it, honestly. I had a feeling it was going to be bad, which is why I don't think I even produced a video on it. Everybody was raving about these watches, getting hard-ons all over YouTube about this collaboration, and quite a lot of those people that have produced content raving about this moon swatch release originally have come out and, with their tails between their legs, produced follow-up videos where they've basically said, I was wrong. Of course you were wrong. It was never going to be good. Never going to be good. For £240, like Omega are going to allow Swatch to produce a good watch with Omega on it. And in a way, I wish it was good, because then at least some of the brand values, the reasons we love and respect Omega could be upheld. But they can't be, because it is just a piece of tat. It is absolute junk. I've paid £270 just to get my hands on this watch so I could basically produce this video and vent. I'll probably get almost my money back, which is shocking, because there will be people out there prepared to pay close to, the new price for this watch. In fact, I paid more than the new price. I paid £270 because I just could not be bothered to go to London, and it would have cost me more to go to London to buy it, more than the extra that I've paid for it. But it's a shame, because I love the design. I love the moon watch, obviously. But yeah, this is just tat. Omega and Rolex, you are shameful. This is me in disgust. On the subject of Porsche, though, electric Boxsters. Porsche, you've lost your minds. You have lost your minds. When they released the 718, it had 4 cylinders instead of the 6 cylinders that everybody has come to expect from the Porsche Boxster. And that has proven to be one of the most difficult new Boxsters, new Porsches to sell. Because the community, the hardcore Porsche community, were up in arms that Porsche dare chop off 2 cylinders. It was all about, the emissions and all that sort of stuff. But they have struggled to sell the 718. What do they think is going to happen when they remove all the cylinders and put batteries in it? People buy Porsches because they last forever. They can become collectibles. Look at the old original Boxsters now. Some of them are unbelievably expensive. No one is going to want to buy a Porsche where the battery fails in 7 or 8 years' time and costs the cost of the car to replace the batteries. Porsche, you've lost your minds. Anyway, that's a subject for a completely different channel. Right, guys. Omega and Rolex in the sin bin, down the toilet. Yeah, I just want to get my hands on new Rolexes now to basically shame them. So, yeah, if you've got any way of suggesting how I can do that, let me know, guys. Right. I'm going to go and produce some proper content now. Enjoy your day.